Soccer is a game of passion, of teamwork and camaraderie. Players put their lives on the line for honor and glory. The Indy boys soccer team is a great representation of this, as they focus on having great team chemistry rather than great individual play. In this highly anticipated documentary, we will follow the Indy boys soccer team throughout the regular season, giving you an inside look at how they prepare for games and execute their game plans. You'll also get to learn more about the players, knowing them for more than just their play on the field. Now, let's meet the team. First, the veterans. The man that makes the big saves, number 0, Chase Fulton. The Shenandoah commit, number 1, Talon Yosadis. The set-piece merchant, number 3, Owen Ostrom. The big man on defense, number 4, Jordan Dimatulak. The leader in the midfield, number 6, Misha Paul. The hot-headed man on defense, number 7, Jonah Park. A staple man in the midfield, number 8, Keenan Ursoy. The bouncing ball specialist, number 9, Zach Pritchard. The goal-scoring machine, number 10, Miles Mercer. The player with the most goals per minute, number 11, Ani Balaji. The Geneva commit, number 12, Avery Moats. The young star, number 15, Kyle Fleming. The midfielder, Mateo Chacon. The man with outrageous comments, number 26, David Garcia. And the tall, lanky goalie, number 30, Charlie Barnes. Now for the newcomers. The brother of one of last year's stars, number 5, Alex Zoder. The lanky center back, Shaurya Mahankumar. The mysterious man on the bench, number 14, Pranav Divichenchu. One of last year's JV legends, number 16, Philip Soriano. The man who breaks promises, number 17, Jack Moody. The lanky midfielder, number 19, Rayan Sabir. The brothers from another mother, number 21, Yaya Heikel. And number 22, Ayman Maghzoub. And the greatest Yasudis to grace the Indy boys soccer program, number 25, Ben Yasudis. The first match is always important, no matter the sport you play. It's a way of gauging your team's skill, progress, and future goals. A decisive win means the team has high hopes and quite possibly a championship game on the horizon. An opening loss, however, could kill any momentum and hope a team has for the upcoming season. On top of affecting players, a win can help bring in more fans and supporters. Having a fan presence to cheer on teammates while also heckling opponents can have a drastic impact on the game. After all, a good high school team is nothing without a student section. Needless to say, Indy's first match against Tuscarora High School is a crucial must-win for the boys if they want to progress far into the season. Tuscarora, being a division lower than Independence, gives the boys an advantage, but it's up to the boys' training and development to get them this victory. Fortunately, the boys were able to pull out a hard-fought 2-0 victory over Tuscarora. The goals were scored by defender Owen Ostrom and newcomer Alex Zoder. It's also worth mentioning the shutout was led by the boys' back line and goalkeeper Chase Fulton. With a win under their belt, the boys' soccer team is certainly feeling good. While this preseason game holds very little value in terms of standings, the team will certainly carry this momentum forward into their practices and future games. Although a win is a win, the team is certainly not satisfied with their performance just yet. At times, the game was sloppy and out of control. While this can mainly be attributed to lack of chemistry with one another, it is a point of improvement going forward into the season. With powerhouse teams like Riverside in our division, the boys have a long road ahead of them to prepare for the rest of the season, and hopefully the playoffs. The next week, the boys are slated to host Dominion High School and Woodgrove High School. The boys worked hard in practice to improve their skills in preparation for the next stretch of preseason games. Maybe even more importantly, the team needs to focus on building chemistry. Being talented is only half the journey. If the team does not know how to work together, all that individual talent is wasted. If the team does not correctly mesh with one another, trouble may be on the horizon for the boys' soccer team. The boys managed to bring home a decisive 5-1 victory over Dominion High School, with goals coming from all over the field, most notably David Garcia, after being silent in the game against Tuscarora, scored 3 goals, otherwise known as a hat trick, in a monumental performance, making the boys 2-0 over the season thus far. Here's David Garcia with more.
I mean, most of the goals are pretty lucky. Came from team contributions going inside of the 6. You know, it wasn't really an individual effort. I think we won this game today with everyone, including Alex, Misha, Miles in the midfield, Chigs and me up top. Overall, it was a really good team effort.
That was just really important to get our momentum back.
I had a horrible, blasphemous, sickening, tragic injury in practice to my foot, but I still came out to the game to support everybody. And next Wednesday, I'm gonna be back stronger than ever.
Tomorrow, or on Wednesday, sorry. Obviously, we're going to just warmly. A lot of us weren't prepared for that. A lot of us didn't bring our coats. But yeah, no, we'll definitely prepare mentally. We'll stay hydrated and recover on Tuesday.
Against Dominion was exactly what the boys wanted to see. The team's chemistry has improved, and Dominion was outmatched in all aspects of the game. The boys have shown large amounts of growth since their win against Tuscarora, and expectations are high moving forward. Though the boys must be careful not to get too far ahead of themselves. After all, a huge pitfall many teams face during their season is getting carried away and looking too far forward in the season. In high school soccer, nothing is a given. While it's only the preseason, any loss could potentially be catastrophic to the team's aspirations this season. The boys play Woodgrove High School next, longtime opponents who were relegated to Division IV this year. While they may not be as dangerous as they once were, any slip-up at this point could spell disaster for the team. In a hard-fought loss against Woodgrove, the boys concede their first loss of the year. Defeated, dejected, and beside themselves, the team returned home. This was certainly not where they thought their first loss of the year would occur. Woodgrove managed to exploit many of the team's weaknesses, breaking through their defense and stalling their offense. Despite their best efforts, the defeat was definitely a shock to the players, coaches, and supporters. On the bright side, Woodgrove is only a preseason game and holds no importance in district play, which is the ultimate decider in who goes to the playoffs. The team needs to find their way back into the win column and get their season back on track. There's only one way to do that: more training. With plenty of training, the boys are ready to close out their preseason. First up, the boys took on Heritage High School, bringing in a nail-biter 2-1 win. Only scoring the winning goal in the final minute, the goal scorer Ben Yasudis had something to say about their win tonight.
They couldn't do it without me, I guess. I'm clutch. It bounced off David, but if I didn't shoot it, it wouldn't have been a goal. So,
Deflection to deflection.
Hey, they got haters.
Despite the win, the boys aren't at max performance just yet. Looking forward to Brentsville, a decisive victory would be beneficial to the team's confidence, while a close win similar to Heritage would show a step in the wrong direction. Overall, the boys need to finish strong this preseason to propel them forward towards the playoffs. In a dominating win over Brentsville, the boys moved to 4-1 on the season. It seems that all the hard work has finally paid off in a wonderful display of skill, chemistry, and teamwork. Not only does the win close out their preseason, it also gives the boys plenty of momentum moving into the next two district games of the season, Potomac Falls and Light Ridge. District play is far different than the games the boys have been facing all season. For one, the teams are much tougher than the teams they've been playing. Teams like Riverside and Briar Woods will be major tests for the boys as they move deeper into the regular season. And they're likely to win either the number 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs. Teams like Light Ridge and Potomac Falls have historically been easier opponents, but still strong enough to where the boys will be forced to play some of their best games of the season. The other important thing about district play is that the wins and losses here count much more than in the preseason and determine seeding in the playoffs. A win could propel a team to the number 1 rank, but a loss could potentially drop the team to irrelevancy. With that all said and done, the boys lace up to play their first district game against Potomac Falls. After going down by a goal early, the boys managed to score 3 unanswered goals against Potomac Falls, making the score 3-1 and advancing to the boys to 5-1 overall on the season. Surely keeping a clean sheet, soccer lingo for 0 goals, would have been preferable against Potomac Falls, but finally having a district win under their belt is a good feeling. The opening part of the season isn't quite over yet, as the boys welcome Light Ridge High School to their home turf to play their second district matchup of the season. Once again, the stakes are high to stay in the win column, considering these matches are at least the least difficult of the season. With a final score of 3-1, The boys managed to rack up their second district win of the season. While a win is a win, the victory was hard fought. Lightridge put up more of a fight than the boys intended, but regardless of how the game was played, the result was a win. However, things will only get tougher from here. Historically, Stonebridge and Riverside have been the toughest opponents in the district, Riverside being district champions last year, and Stonebridge getting third place behind Indy. If anything is for certain, these teams will be the toughest opponents all year. The boys will need to train harder than they ever have before to come out unscathed this season. Remember, 2 wins could send the boys to the top of the ladder, but a loss could see them out of contention for the rest of the season. Riverside in particular is threatening. Last year, the boys played Riverside 3 times, all 3 times resulting in a loss. Finding a win would be a monumental result for Independence and could be a good omen for the season to come. Despite all the preparation, you never know what you're going to get until you step onto the soccer field, and the boys will have to pull out all the stops to get these 2 wins. In a 3-2 victory over Stonebridge, the boys moved to 3-0 in district play and 7-1 overall. The game was sloppy, with both goals allowed coming from own goals from the Independence team. Regardless of the defensive side, this victory marks 4 consecutive games where the offense has scored 3 or more goals. This win keeps Independence at the top of the district ladder, right next to rival Riverside. There's definitely still room for improvement, but beating historical powerhouse Stonebridge is a step in the right direction. However, Riverside is just as good, if not better, than they were last year. The boys will have to give it their all to get out of this game unscathed. A win will catapult the boys' team to the top of the ladder with no contention, but a loss could spell disaster. After going down early in the first half, the boys' soccer team tied the game up late in the second half, sending the game into overtime, leading to a 1-1 tie. There was plenty of opportunities to score on the offensive side, but they struggled to put some away due to Riverside's strong defense and stellar goalkeeping. The defense deserves credit for playing lights out the entire second half of the game. Masterclass games from the back line and goalkeeper Chase Fulton kept Indy in the game the whole time. While a tie's not the ideal scenario, it leaves Indy and Riverside neck and neck in the ladder. Ever since losing to Woodgrove early in the season, the boys have drastically improved. They've developed a stunning offense and lockdown defense and kept their district season undefeated. However, the worst is yet to come. The final stretch of the season consists of Indy's top competitors, all vying for the number 1 spot in the district. The boys are already anticipating the rematch against Riverside, where a win could cement them as the number 1 seed. There's no room for error in the back half of the season, and the boys will have to step up and meet the challenge head on if there's any hope of escaping this gauntlet undefeated. As the boys move into the final stretch of the season, expectations are high. Independence is sitting at the top of the division ladder, holding an undefeated record. A first seed will guarantee a bye in the first round of districts and make the road to the championships drastically easier. However, this next gauntlet of matchups will be the toughest challenge the boys face yet. Potomac Falls, Lightridge, Stonebridge, Riverside, and finally Briar Woods stand in the way of having an undefeated season. While Lightridge and Potomac Falls have been easy matches this season, Stonebridge, Riverside, and Briar Woods continue to be dominant forces in the district. The whole season has prepared them for this. It's make or break, and any mistake now can and will come back to haunt them in the playoffs. The boys first take on Briar Woods for the first time this year. A win away will give them the momentum they need for this upcoming gauntlet. After going down 1-0 early, the boys managed to come back against Briar Woods, scoring an impressive 4 goals. Each goal came from David Garcia, Miles Mercer, Owen Ostrom, and Zach Pritchard. Here's what they had to say after such a monumental win.
I was thinking that I needed to put it in to give us the momentum because our first half was slow. We didn't start off like we wanted to, and we knew that if we wanted to win, we would have to get a goal. And luckily, I got the goal, put it bottom corner like you said, and then not soon after, I got David Garcia the assist, and then we just started destroying them from there.
Well, I wanted to put it in to secure the game because I knew once we went up 2, then the game was basically over because we only minutes left.
I think we were all a little disappointed with how we played in the first half. Like Mel said, it was really slow, really sloppy. We couldn't really get it going. but we came out with this in the second half knowing what we had to do to play our way, and that shows. We had 4 goals from all 4 of us here, and we really just stepped up to what we needed to do.
With a large amount of momentum, the boys host Potomac Falls for the final time this regular season. A win could help the team in their final push to the district title, but a loss could be crucial in the race for first. After a slow start to the game, the boys got 3 goals, including Avery Motz's first career goal for Independence. The other goal scorers on the day were Miles Mercer and Zach Pritchard. Here's what the boys had to say about their lockdown defensive performance and stellar offensive performance.
It feels great. I mean, what I was thinking when I was taking the pen, I was like, I think the keeper knows where I'm going to go, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to beat him to the bottom left. And then on defense, I feel like our defense is built really well, and we've been growing into the season to get a shutout tonight, so that was great.
Yeah, it feels good. Keep the streak going. Scored against Briar, now scored tonight. We had a slow first half, it's typical, but we picked it up in the second half again. So I put one in, put us one up, give us some momentum for us to dominate the rest of the game. So we ended up 3-0.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of difficult being able to read that play because it all comes with Miles' crosses on the corners. They're always really good, so I always expect them to get into a dangerous area. So it's really just having that trust in him and my teammates to win the ball, and I'm just there, luckily, in that right position to finish it.
Now, we get to the final stretch of the season, the Gauntlet, where each game has a big impact on the final placement of the team. Next up is a tough opponent in Lightridge. After beating Lightridge at home, the boys will look to replicate that performance on the road. The team just managed to squeak out a win over Lightridge. After going down 1-0, the boys battled back to get a 2-1 victory, with the first goal coming from Keenan Ursoy, and the second coming from Miles Mercer. Here's what the goal scorers had to say about their narrow victory.
Well, first thing that came to my head, I was like, we're down. It was 1-0. We needed the momentum. After I hit it in, we went crazy. And then, that got the momentum for us to go push harder. And then he scored after for us, which, and then we won the game. So I'm really happy about it.
So shout out to Misha first for drawing the penalty. But yeah, I saw the goalie wasn't really paying attention. Like before, there was a cross and I tried to hit it in, but the goalie caught it. But I knew this time that I could probably get it in, so I hit a bottom corner. And luckily, the goalkeeper made a mistake, and I put it in. That put us 2-1 up. And we defended well throughout the rest of the game, and we ended up with the W. We feel good. We really the competition is between us and Riverside, and we feel like I think we play Riverside game after next. And if we keep up our form now, we definitely don't think we'll have a problem winning districts this year.
With only 3 games left in the season, the boys will look to win the district for the first time in the school's history, but the 3 toughest teams in the district stand in their way. After putting up a good fight, Stonebridge ultimately came out on top over Independence. The players will be kicking themselves today after they had many good chances that they didn't put in the back of the net. This loss now opens the door for Riverside to spoil the party for Independence and possibly win the district for the 2nd season in a row. The 2 teams will meet for the 2nd time this season next match. A win would secure first place for Independence, but a loss would put them behind Riverside in the standings. For the 2nd time this season, the Independence high school soccer team has tied Riverside 1-1. This time, Independence took the lead, but Riverside followed up with a goal of their own. With around 3 minutes left in the game, Riverside had a chance to win on a breakaway. Seeing no other option, Chase Fulton committed a foul, drawing a red card, but making sure Riverside didn't score. Once again, Owen Ostrom was the player to get the goal for Independence, but he wasn't the only hero on the day. After Chase got sent off, Charlie Barnes came into the game and locked down the goal for the rest of the night. Here's what some of the players had to say about the game.
I don't know. It was a great cross by Miles, and every time, if he puts it back post, then it's my best chance to score. So it's just lucky.
It's not ideal having seating night come on the next game, maybe a suspension, but I felt like I really needed to stop the attack right there. We had a one-on-one and going. It's just definitely needed because it was one game like that. It was really an unexpected moment. I wasn't expecting to go in, but luckily our back line secured the tie for us. It really held it down.
With only 1 game left in the season, it all comes down to this. A win over Briar Woods would see the boys secure the district title, but a loss or tie would mean Riverside would have the chance to win the district. In a feisty matchup, the boys came out with a 0-0 draw. This isn't the result the boys wanted. as this means Riverside wins the district after they won against Stonebridge. The team knows that they could have won, having many good chances, but they just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. This means the boys would go into district playoffs as the second seed, but they still secure a first-round bye and a ticket to the regional playoffs. With the regular season over, it's time for the team to look at the playoffs. The team isn't satisfied with the end of the season, but will gladly take an automatic ticket to the regional playoffs. After going through many highs and several lows, the team finished district play with just 6 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties, and have an overall record of 10 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. As the production of this documentary is underway, the boys have advanced to the regional semifinals. This is historically tied for the furthest our boys soccer team has ever made it in the postseason. So a win there would be a historical moment for all of Independence athletics. Here at INN, it was a pleasure to trail the team and learn just what exactly it takes to build a successful soccer team. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Soccer Behind the Scenes. Please, let us know if you want us to do more of these in the future. And, as always, thank you for watching.